Now what?
I'm waiting for Bec. Hi, guys. I'm so used to Bec starting, hi, guys, and then we've started. Anyway, as you can see, we don't have Bec today. We lost her. She's in some mosh pit somewhere.
Living her best life.
Living her best life, trying to...
Like last time as well.
That's right, she was too.
Yeah.
She only deserts us to have a better time than we have. It doesn't matter. Anyway, if you don't know, I've got Shay next to me. Last time we did this, so we were in Prague, wasn't it?
Yeah, Prague.
Prague. So I've spent the last 4 days with Shay shooting our stuff. It's been awesome. I think it's the most organised I've been. So I don't get to shoot you very much, so especially not in Melbourne.
Yeah. So we really planned it out.
So yeah, I wanted to make sure we're really productive and...
We planned it out, but we got a lot of stuff that I didn't really expect as well. So it's been good. It's been a good mix of...
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's little bonuses like my daughter's...
saw shed.
The saw shed, things like that, like the bucket shots. Really cool. So friggin' never even thought of doing that this trip.
Yeah, and even the little skateboard yesterday.
The skateboard, yeah, and that was, what did we spend, 10 minutes shooting, and that was it. And just straight out the front of my house, just on the street.
Yeah.
It was one of the easiest. All our shoots should be that easy.
That would have looked cool in the fog as well.
Oh, it would look great in the fog. You would have froze though.
Yeah, it would have been very cold.
Because the fog was very wet.
Yeah.
Like
end up with frizzy hair after too. We
frizzy
don't like
hair?
frizzy hair.
Sorry?
We don't like frizzy hair.
Oh, you don't. It doesn't worry me. But yeah, I know Bec hates it when hair frizzes as well.
Yeah.
So what have you enjoyed doing? What's conceptual work or just the freestyle work or?
A bit of all, but it's been cool to do some location stuff and really play with your style, but with more. I mean, I know we've built sets and stuff before, but that's not really the same, I feel.
No, because sometimes the set is built on based your taste, where if you're walking around and see something, it's just there.
Yeah, you kind of come up with something off the back of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I'm excited for the house today too. I think that'll be cool.
Yeah, we're doing a shoot in a space that gets rented. It's just a 3 or 4 bedroom house.
Yeah.
And it just gets rented out for photo shoots. So it's very 50s is the house,
Yeah,
more
50s.
50s, 60s
Yeah.
sort of furnished, without being over the top. It's like
It's a bit boudoir-y, but it has a lot of little corners that
we won't
make
be
to
doing
our
the
own
boudoir.
flavour. Yeah.
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 And I promise we won't do a shower scene. Sorry. But one thing I did very quick when we went outside and started shooting, I really miss how much I missed shooting with my Hasselblad.
Yep. That's been a big realisation of this past few days, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Because you were completely off it last time we shot. Well, you sounded like you'd been converted.
I think I was trying to convert.
Yeah, you were just trying to convince yourself.
Well, because I can't get them repaired, like the back's repaired. I can get the camera repaired, but it's the back that's the problem.
Yeah.
So I then got, I need to keep this for very special stuff. I'll lock it in the studio, won't use it. But then I realised it's like I've been shooting Hasselblad for 20 years. Since the first digitals that came out, I've been pretty much on Hasselblad as my main camera.
Yeah.
And there's just a look about it, and especially if I'm shooting it between f5.6 and f8, it gives me this amazing look that I like. And when I was pretty much told that you're never going to be able to repair your backs, and I had 2 Hasselblads at that stage, and it's not like the tours ones, especially commercial. You have to have a backup. Commercial shoots. It's $2,000 an hour, So by the time you add up the model, the stylist, hair maker, all of those things, every hour costs the client to about $2,000. So I can't have a camera go down and take an hour or 2 hours to get a rental in or something like that. It just,
Yeah, you got to be covered for all
you got to be
bases.
covered. And if you're only charging between 3 and 5 a day and you lose 2 hours, you got to pay the client back that 2 hours. You just did your days for nothing.
Yeah. It's been interesting to compare the two as well, though.
Oh, it's been really interesting. But I did shoot them. I've shot them completely different though. But I set it up that way. If I'm going to, because there is stuff on the I like the filmingness. I like it's more old-fashioned-y.
Yeah.
A little bit more romantic, if that's the right word. So with the Leica, I've been shooting it fully wide open, a 90mm f2. And yeah, there's some shots that just didn't work on the Hasselblad, and then it had so much more feeling on the Leica.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird. It's like all the skateboard shots are on the Leica.
Yeah,
And
which
that
I don't
really
think that
worked.
would have worked with that long road behind and everything.
I think that pulling in down with the longer lens.
Yeah.
So yeah, the 80mm is sort of like a 68mm equivalent on a 35mm camera.
Mm-hmm.
So I was shooting one that's a 90mm and one that's around about a 70mm. So there's not a great deal of difference in the compression, but shooting one at 5.6, but on a medium format back. So what happens is a lot of the subject you focus on is in focus. So, the nose or eyes right through to the ears, but it falls off very quick behind them.
Yeah.
Whereas with the Leica, I might only have your eyelashes sharp and then it's falling out of focus already.
Yeah.
So it's that completely different dreamy.
Yeah, it's more dreamy. It's more soft in some way.
It's good for bad skin. But you don't have bad skin, so I didn't. Well, I was surprised. The shot we posted, and that can be the cover. That'll be the cover of this podcast.
The dinner time shot.
The dinner time shot.
Yeah.
So the shot I posted, and it'll be the cover shot of this, was on the Hasselblad, and I think I was shooting that at around about 5.6 at least. And you saw how long it took me to retouch. So composite 3 pictures and do my retouching, I think I did it in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't take that. The hardest thing was choosing which shots.
Which shots, yeah. And because we did 3 different series, one that was clothed, one was the shoulder dropped off, and the other one was completely looked like you no clothes. And it's really weird. The ones where you couldn't see clothes in it, they were the worst.
Yeah.
It
just didn't. Well, it lost all that story then.
Lost the story.
You just were looking and being like, "Why is she nude?" rather than "What the hell is going on?"
It was a little
thing?
bit to me what I'd call uni student.
Yeah.
It was like use the titillation to make the picture, which wasn't the picture.
Yeah.
And
which is interesting, but it's interesting to do the 3 versions and see that.
Yeah, because it stood out pretty strong.
Yeah.
But what stood out to me the strongest was how many pictures you picked of each position. And you picked the most of the closest one.
Yeah.
Because when we were doing it, we set it up so the closest Shay to the camera was where the focus was on. We didn't adjust the focus. So the other 2 Shays down the table were falling out of focus. But still, the second series, which you'll have to go to my website to see, or I might put it up on X, because there's naughty things of girls on it that you're not allowed to see. I really liked the one we did for the off the shoulder one, because I've got you looking, the middle person not looking, but the end person's got this sort of, is someone watching me while I'm doing this?
Yeah.
And it gives us a really strong second story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I haven't done that sort of conceptual type stuff. In fact, you've made me, actually, especially with the bucket, I started to get how I used to move that finger.
Yeah.
Move that hand, nearly painting you.
Yeah.
And because they were faceless shots, and especially the stuff in the bucket and the stuff laying you on the big saw cutting machine. Again, it's not about your emotion; it's about.
Which you are all about the eyes usually.
I know. I'm all about the eyes, but it is fun to go back to not so much about the eyes and more on the silhouette and the.
Yeah, no, that was really cool.
The story of the picture, not the story of the person.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something about faceless shots. I don't know.
Oh, definitely. No, I agree.
Yeah. Not your whole portfolio like that, but it really draws me in, like, I don't know, there's just so much that a face will fill in story-wise that just makes, like, the emotion that she's got on her face or whatever, that will be what it's perceived. But when there's no face to go off, it kind of lets your imagination run wild on what the story is behind everything in a weird way.
Yeah, I don't know, I just find faceless shots can be too easy.
That's true too.
Because
it's a lot less to work.
You can have a bad model and still get a great picture.
Yeah.
I'm not putting the model down for being a bad model, but it's more you've placed everything in its position, shaped everything, and the model really is just a mannequin.
You don't really have to set into it.
No soul in it. Whereas what we did on the first day, which we're filmed, so that'll be on, I think we did that for Inspire.
Oh, the first portraits and
the
stuff.
first portraits, like, that's more my jam.
Yeah.
And you saw it yourself, you couldn't believe how much I could manipulate you just by telling you to do something with your hand.
Yeah, which I'd forgotten to do that in my own photography lately. So that was a good little reminder.
So one of the things I told her is grab her pants and pull them out hard. And that was one of the pictures that I liked the most.
Yeah.
Because there's a strength about it. Because we're only doing sort of up headshot type size shots. But it made a massive difference, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
And the touch your wrist.
Your wrist, yeah.
Yeah, there's obviously small little things but yeah, putting that tension or whatever, it makes a big difference in the face, even if you don't really realise it at the time.
Yeah, like,
when you look back. You haven't told me to think of my pet lately, though. Or maybe it's because I don't have any pets.
No, well, I know because you have you have a fixed address now.
Yeah, I do. I just kidnap other people's
pets. Yeah.
For the night and then set them free again.
The pets only really work on the first or second shoot.
And then they know the trick type thing.
Yeah, but then they actually know the trick. They need to think about something that makes them feel good.
Yeah.
So if they're looking really tense in the face, try and get them to a place where they're thinking about stuff they really like. And dogs are so easy to do that with, where partners is very hard to do that with. It's 9 times out of 10 you tell a model, now think of your partner, and they go, oh, that's shit of a guy. Like, he might have just left the toilet seat up that morning, or he didn't wash the dishes or something.
It could work for a different mood, maybe.
It works for a different mood. I have that trick because I think it's really rude, or I think it's inappropriate to say to a model, so do you have a partner?
Yeah.
Just feels wrong, doesn't it? Why do you need to know this? So I have my little trick I use, and I can pretty much find out if they've got a partner and how long they've been with that person without even asking.
So what do you ask? Or you don't want to reveal your secrets right now?
I don't think many models watch my podcast.
Okay.
So I can actually do it to you, but I know your state, but I can still do it to you. So I'll just say, so imagine in the morning your partner's getting out of the shower and stubs his toe, and he's hopping around the shower holding his toe because he stabbed it. Yes, see how you pay back.
Do I look happy, do I?
Yes. Right, so that's why, and it normally works. If you go, oh, it means you've only been together for about 2 months. Right? But once you pass that sort of 6 months, it's sort of like, serves yourself right.
Stupid idiot.
Yeah, stupid idiot. See where I'm coming from?
Yeah, no, that
so
works.
very simple, and I normally use that more so I see their expression on the face and say, see, that's a feeling? Did you feel how you're feeling now?
Mm.
And there's the ones that don't have a partner and they're just blank, and you know straight away they don't have a partner, and then they just say, do you have a dog? I go to another backup.
On to the next thing.
Some models are hard. Some models that I do the word association, just watch their face.
Well, I think sometimes as well, like, the best thing is to be thinking of nothing.
That's if you want a nothing look.
Yeah, I guess.
So if the model's uncomfortable and you're trying to get their face to relax down, so you're looking for, like I've said, I don't know if I did to you on this, it's really easy to make you feel uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. But it's really hard for me to show you what comfortable feels like.
Yeah.
And the only thing I've learned is that head thing, that it only works mainly with women who do selfies, because they know if they just very slowly drop their head down, there's a point where they go, oh, that feels nice. The second they go, that feels nice, all their nice muscles go onto their face.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and that's saying, so see that feeling, that's actually you feeling your muscles
Relaxing.
go relax.
Yeah.
And so, like, I can make you uncomfortable just by pointing a finger at you, and you can feel your muscles tighten. Mm-hmm. It's really hard to find the way of making them feel what their face feels like when their muscles relax.
Yeah.
But that's the one I'm hunting for the most. The word association ones, especially some models that, especially when I'm traveling, I don't have a lot of time with them. And they're a little bit, because I am a bit different to most photographers, so they're a little bit standoffy, like I can't read this person, I can't understand him because he's Australian.
Yeah.
There's all of that. And they want to do a good job, and then you're throwing all this shit at them really quick. And I find word association's normally the quickest thing. And all I do is just watch your face and say things like, endless credit card. Bang, you see your face Shay's just too easy. Right? Whereas if I said chocolate, there's nothing, see?
No, we don't give a shit about that.
So that's something you can do. You can find out a lot from people just mentioning. I had one girl, I just really struggled, and all of a sudden I said, your sister. And all of a sudden you saw, her world was her sister.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting.
So it's just finding, some people it's fast cars. There's people like Bec, which is
Buschdorfs.
Wine. No, because she needs wine at the Buschdorf, otherwise she'd leave.
Just hold the wine bottle up in the air behind you while you're shooting and watch the eyes light up.
No, she just walk over and grab the wine bottle. In fact, you'd get this determination face on that one. So since our last podcast, it's been half a year or something? It's been about
It's been close to a year.
Oh, yeah, it is. Sorry, I forget. It was
like July or something, I think, in
Prague. So the people who don't know about Shay, she's an incredible model at, I think I met you around about 18 or 19.
Yep, 19, I think.
And it worked out, it's the same year I met Bec.
Yeah.
Met you both, you're very similar age. You both look like you should have been in the movie Sucker Punch. And
both had the emo fringe haircuts.
And this more bobby type of... Yeah, it's quite funny. I see pictures of you and Bec from the very first shoots, and it's like, oh my God, I must have been going through a phase then.
Yeah, or Australia was going through a phase.
It might have
with
been
the
Australia
style.
going through a phase. And then a model I shot for the first time the other day, Abby, I saw her. She's like 6 years younger than you two, but she was at the very end of emo.
Okay.
You look at her pictures and you swear that she would have sat next to you three on the park bench.
Yeah.
She had
you told me about her the other day.
Same hair, the same look. Yeah, it was quite...
It's probably coming back. The side fringe might come back soon. Scary.
Flares came back, so surely.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's kind of like, I feel like we're on the timeline where it's approaching us once again.
So what's the one bit of fashion that you don't want to see come back?
I know that it's coming back, but it's like the really, really, really skinny jeans.
Yeah, see that. Yeah,
the ones that are almost leggings.
Yeah, my son loves them. That's a skinny guy thing too.
But I'm a really baggy, as you can see, I
Yeah.
love like the super wide pants. So I'm like kind of living for this style at the moment, and I don't want to go back to the total opposite thing. That or I don't think we'll ever see it again, but the Galaxy tights. And I'm guilty of it. I had a pair, but I look back and I'm like, that was the worst thing ever. What were we thinking? Yeah, there was a whole brand dedicated that.
Oh, it wasn't with all the Galaxy.
I'm not
the
shitting on
Galaxy
them. Black Milk, yeah.
Right.
You remember this brand?
I know. Remember Black Milk? I actually shot for them.
Yeah.
I was one of the lucky people that actually.
I was super into it.
To shoot, but because when I went with my wife, it was right around Greece. So, and back then in Australia, the Fabergé jeans, which the rest of the world do not know what I'm talking about, we had sort of these gangs in Australia. You had the skinheads, you had the sharpies, you had the hippies, or the long hairs. They were the sort of three, and you sort of had to click into one of those cliques. And the skinheads is exactly what it's just pretty much really crew cut haircut.
Yeah.
The sharpies was a crew cut and the little rat tails, not one, but
yeah.
a whole heap of little wisps coming down the back, their neck. And there was a little jumper called a Connie, and it was a little cardigan button up at the front, and it used to have 3 stripes in a set pattern. So it'd be black with either pink or blue or green, these stripes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And they used to wear the Fabergé jeans. And I remember my wife, the very first time around at her house, we were going out, and she called me into the bedroom and said, I can't get my jeans up, can you help me? And she's laying on her back with a coat hanger through the fly.
Trying to pull them up.
And so she swapped for her hands trying to pull it close while I was pulling them up. And it was spray-on jeans.
Yeah.
But guys used to wear it, so their packages would stick. But they'd always add socks and shit in there as well. It was always funny, part of the way through the night when they had another bulge down here that was separate.
Yeah. It's
You
just
knew
fallen
something
down.
had started to travel. But because the jeans were so tight, they couldn't get it back out again.
Yeah, I don't mind like a regular skinny jean, but yeah, the ultra
Ultra tight.
have to lay on your back and like pull them all up. And I mean, it fits a very specific body type, but it's like, can be a bit much. But each to their own. No, I'm loving all the padded shoulders coming in again and all this sort of stuff.
That's
this very structured sort of style.
Yeah, I do like the wedge
Yeah.
shape of that, especially in fashion. But I see that as like Alexander McQueen, corset wedges, flares. I've always loved flares.
Yeah.
And I used to like the flares that used to be tight to the knee, not for so much for me, but
Oh, like the bell bottoms flares?
tightening their flare
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, no, they were cool.
Well, also there was a shoot just recently with one of the Kardashians, not the richest one, the one that's a model.
Kendall.
Oh, yeah, her. Which is, it's very rare I see shoots where I think it's cool, but it was really big, sloppy jeans. But I'm talking really oversized.
Oh, yeah, no, I think that was Kylie Jenner for Acne.
Acne, yeah. I really like that sort of super.
I liked that shoot.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah. We were talking about that the other day, and I said to you, like, I actually prefer Kylie's modelling over Kendall's, even though Kendall's like the fashion model. But
the problem is with anything they do, it's nothing at them. It's very smart stylists,
Yeah.
art direction, and photographers.
did you see how Nadia Lee shot Kim?
Yeah,
I loved that.
yeah, so do I. But
With the buzz cut and all the rest of
But
it.
see, that's not Kim.
No, but it's awesome that she was actually open to that, because I feel like...
I think Kim's actually very open. If you
You
look
think?
at all the stuff that she's done, like she did Playboy, she's done all those different things. She had that awesome shoot where she was painted with the white paint.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of
Was that Kessler that did that? I know
Kessler,
yeah.
I think. And then there was the other one that she did replicating old-fashioned shots with the champagne glass on her ass.
Oh, yeah. The paper magazine
Yeah.
shoot. Yeah.
So, but I'm actually, I'm not surprised. Their mother is extremely, extremely clever, and any publicity is good publicity. And you put any of them with very clever photographers, arts directors and stylists, they know the picture's going to get covers, it's going to get, right? They've just got
it gets traction out of being a shock value.
And now there's this incredible shot, which all they were was something got painted and put in the picture. It sounds bad, but it's when I look at, and it gets me annoyed at how the industry is where in the old days you would grab Kate Moss in, you wouldn't even need a stylist. You didn't need hair or makeup. You didn't even need a good photographer. The point and shoot friggin' Instamatic camera. Throw a rack of clothes. She will style it better than anybody in the world.
Yeah.
See that I look at things like that, and some of a couple of really cool documentaries on Helmut Newton. There's one with Claudia Schiffer, and it's sort of like, yeah, Claudia Schiffer is not just this mannequin.
She was kind of curating things together as well, having an input and stuff.
She knew how to pose for that look. She knew how, like, there was a set look of her coming downstairs and Helmut Newton want the shock wave through the cellulite in her leg that's when he's going to take the picture on the step.
Yeah.
She always made sure that the chin just lifted on that step. She always made sure the eyes were perfect. Every time she hit the step, the eyes were always perfect. And it's those little things that I miss a lot in ad campaigns and things like that. Still more, it's amazing styling. But it's like the Alexander McQueen thing I showed you the other day. How cool was that girl, the model at the end?
Yeah.
Like nobody would know who she is, but that expression in her face, that blankness, that's what real modelling is.
Yeah. Yeah, well, social media, hey?
Yeah. But I've gone off topic to where I was going. So over the last year, tell us a bit about, because Shay does modelling and photography.
Yeah.
Where has it been 50-50? Has it been?
No, I think like modelling got very busy. So that's what the rest of the year's kind of about for me, is to go back to, I stopped seeing things.
What with the
It sounds weird. Yeah, it sounds weird, but like, I think during COVID, everything slowed down. Everything, like even my travel was like more enjoyment based rather than like zipping here and doing like 20 jobs and doing this and doing that. I always had a point and shoot in my pocket, even just random shit on the street that I would see. I would take a picture of it. Everything was like very slow, and I was able to just be present in everything around me. And then stuff got so busy that it's just felt like it's like rush. Like I'll see something on the street and I'm like, I'm carrying like one bag, a camera bag, plus the thing of, and I'm like, oh, I have the point and shoot in there, but I can't be fucked to like dig it out and do. So there's just this process that like.
So you like to have it, you like your life to be slower to create?
To create, I need it to be, I mean, there's different sorts of creating, but I think for me to really like see things and really be inspired and have like a lot of ideas flowing through, it involves me like weirdly taking photos in general amps this up and makes this keep going. Even if it's just like pictures of my friends at parties or random stuff on the street, this kind of ignites and like keeps my creativity for the editorial and fashion stuff flowing.
Right.
And that's what I've found. I'm like, when that stops, the whole engine's like seizing up somehow. So now the ideas are there, I've like started to write them down, and I'm trying to like make sure that I've got little moments where I am able to just wander through the streets and like be present in looking at locations and stuff like that. But now it's like time that I need to take a few months, step back and be like, all right, that's my focus. Just doing that. It's really hard for me to juggle. I guess as well, you get burnt out creatively. Like if you're doing 20 shoots in a few weeks for everyone else, I know it's completely different, modelling versus photography, but it's like I've burnt through all the creativity that I have for that period.
No, so it's funny you saying that. It's something that the last 2 times I've shot you. The last time I shot Anne. So, and why I'm saying this is the models like Shay, models like Anne, they're more my new muses to create.
Yeah.
I feel super comfortable with anything. So if I'm sitting there going, this would look so much better if she was topless. I still feel, even yesterday when we were shooting on the skateboard, I'm really weird. I think this would look better if you were naked. Like, well, I'm telling her to get nude. And I don't know.
I get it though, because I'm even as a woman photographing another woman, I feel weird about it.
Yes, with someone I don't really know in that, I just won't say it.
Yeah. I can even see nude all through their profile or whatever, but...
Yeah, no, I'm the same.
Yeah. It just feels weird to ask someone, hey, take your kid off now.
Yeah, there was a thing years ago, I saw there was a documentary, it was on torture, and they were talking about tortures for men and tortures for females. There was a psychologist, and he wanted to get people to understand how the minds were so different. Mm-hmm. And for the female, they would tell you to take your clothes off.
Yeah.
Right? And that was the torture for the female. For the male, it was they would rip the clothes off the male. Right? So one was, we're going to tell you what to do, and a torture is you doing what you're told.
Yeah.
Whereas the male, I'm a big, strong person.
We're going to fight you against.
Fuck you, I take it off, I don't care.
Yeah.
But you rip it off, that's more a torture to them. I don't know if that sits in the back of my head a little bit by just saying.
Yeah.
And with my, when I had Rosie as an assistant, one thing I will give Rosie, her eyes in fashion were very similar to mine.
Yeah.
And my eyes in fashion definitely lose one thing. Every shoot can lose something. You don't need all of that. You don't need that necklace. You don't need that earring. There's one thing you can take off which is going to improve the shoot. And quite often Rosie would just drop the hint, this would look so much better topless. Not with your boobs out, but topless. And coming from her saying, I was thinking this for 10 minutes, but I wasn't going to say anything. And every now and then there's a certain... So sometimes it just gets so strong and say, this is a friggin' picture. All I can do is just ask.
Yeah.
But I still, once I'm comfortable with like people like yourself, and there's a few models that I work with I'm that comfortable with. And it just makes it so much easier because sometimes we'll go there and go, nah, that didn't work, stick your friggin' clothes back on.
Yeah.
That actually, well, exactly.
Well, that's the beauty of digital as well. At least you can kind of like show someone on the back of camera, hey, this is what it's looking like. Because sometimes you see people that are like, they can be a little bit unsure, and then you show them the shot and they're like, oh, okay, I see what you mean on that, you know?
And that it's something that I do, even with Bec, I'll say, Bec, trust me, do this.
Yeah.
I'll come have a look at a shot. If you don't like it, I'll delete this picture, but we won't do it. And the amount of times she goes, oh, shit.
Yeah, because it's hard
really cool.
It's hard sometimes to perceive it the same way when you're on the
but you can't see what we're seeing through. And that's a massive eye-opener when we're at the golf course. So I hadn't shot my Hasselblad out in location for so long. Mm-hmm. When I lifted it up in the viewfinder just with the tree, and it was, oh, this looks like fashion.
Yeah.
When I lift up my Leica for somewhere, it doesn't look like fashion.
Yeah.
But I lift up the Hasselblad, it just feels like fashion. And even though it's in colour, which that's making it hard. It is, that's the hardest thing. Got so used to looking at EVFs so I can have it black and white and see what the picture's really going to look like. You've actually started to force me back into colour world. But we're really lucky. The palette of a lot of the stuff we've done
has just worked so well.
Has worked. Your hair colour matching in with the colour of the light and the areas we've put you has all worked so well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that sawmill set's going to be very difficult options, I think. I think I prefer the colour, to be fair. Of the bucket one.
Oh, well, no, the sawmill has to be, I don't know. No, it might be one that can go colour or black and white. So I think the yellow of the forklift is a little bit...
Yeah, the forklift might be a little bit...
It's a clash colour.
Yeah.
unless I did, if I turn the yellow, because the yellow of the forklift is more towards a spring summer yet colour, and you're more autumn in toning.
Yeah.
If I just did some selective colour manipulation on yellow and made it more a dirty yellow, I think it would then work. But while it's the bright, so there's more the spring summer towards yellow. The timbers are all in autumn colour. Everything's in autumn tones. Mm-hmm. Do you understand the seasons?
Yeah. Yeah.
The best thing I ever learned. In fact, doing the makeup course was the best thing I ever learned. Even though a lot of what I love is black and white, it taught me so much about colour. Mm. And that's one of the reasons I do like black and white, because I can completely ignore clashing colours in a shot.
I'm always taking notes from movies and stuff as well when I see like a colour palette working really well that I wouldn't have thought of before. I always take a little note like, oh, this like canary yellow with this colour or whatever. Just so when I'm styling clothes or something,
yeah, well, see, the
I can
movies
also
are
refer to it.
a perfect example. You know, all the colours have been manipulated.
Yeah.
Just sit. Either
it's
director or
colour
the
grading
actor,
after.
they have got the colour palette before they've even shot.
Yeah.
So they'll say, right, this is going to be running teal, orange, everyone. But there's other very clever ones where they'll drop in a complement opposite colour.
Yeah.
To the complement opposite colour, like teal orange, complement opposites. Then they'll throw a complement opposite of, say, the orange in there, which should clash, but it doesn't.
Yeah, sometimes you just see a colour combo and you're like, that shouldn't work, but it looks really good. Yeah.
Like when I was flicking through some LUTs on the picture last night, there was some of those blue LUTs really gave a complete different feel to that picture.
What's a LUTs?
You know when I was showing you the colour, clicking.
Oh, yep. Yeah.
You don't know what a LUT is?
No, don't know that term.
Don't know that term.
Now I do.
A LUT is a look-up table.
Okay.
So what a LUT is, you can make LUTs. So you can go into, say, Photoshop. Mm-hmm. You can play around with the contrast. You can play around a bit with your curves. You can play around with the colours. And then you can save that as a LUT.
Yeah.
But you can't do things like, you can't do masking. That's not a LUT. So basically you can get a certain look and apply it to all your pictures by just apply that LUT.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I have made a few of those, just didn't know that it was called that.
Right. So, and then from there is you can make a LUT for your stills and then apply it to the video.
Yeah, I've got that too. It lets me do that.
And back the other way.
Yeah.
So it's just a LUT is a look-up table.
Okay.
It's really, really handy because you can have it so your blacks are milked out. There's nothing pitch black, or you can set it so the whites are milked out as well.
Yeah, it lets you have that consistent branding through your work.
Right through the whole, and a lot of the people like the Peter McKinnon's, you wouldn't know him, but he has his own little art set, but that's the look of all his videos he does. They've already applied it to his video because that's his look and he's trying to sell it. But you'll see it quite often with wedding photographers. They will have a colour toning and that's their look, and the clever ones have just made a LUT that they just go bang, and it's just applied instant to everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun.
See, I don't have to worry about that shooting black and white.
Yeah.
It's all these things I don't
Well, you've still got your style of black and white,
Oh,
though.
yeah, no, but I can't drop that in as a LUT.
Yeah, because you still fuck around with it after.
But you can't. But I don't wish I could, because I really like, and I say this a lot, every picture's treated individually on its own merits.
Yeah.
So this picture needs black blacks, this picture doesn't need black blacks.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to actually play around with it and see what's working and what's not.
Yeah, the picture we did yesterday, the table, we took 2 test pictures and one of them was friggin' amazing. But I turned that to black and white because I knew that's not going to be a part of the series.
Yeah.
But I really pushed the contrast much harder than I would normally
Usually
push
do.
it. It really popped once I did that.
Yeah.
It's really funny how some you can really push and then others, this looks
Doesn't really
student.
work. Yeah. So what's been your favourite shoot that we did so far?
Oh, put the pressure on.
A I'm asking the hard questions now.
I like them a lot. I like a lot. From what? For the end picture or for the process?
All right, both. Two separate.
Process was our first portrait shoot.
Okay, yeah.
Because
you really got to see the effect of everything.
I've been shooting you a long time, but I've never forced you that hard or micro. Because when we were first shooting, I thought, right, I'm going to have to micro to get the shot I want. And then you got into a mood and, oh, bitch, she's giving me all the shots straight away. No, how can I teach on? So then I wanted to do that little micro changes where I told you had to do something with your fingers or you had to do this.
Yeah.
Even though none of that was in shot, how much it changed your face because it made you feel different.
Yeah.
So from enjoyment, and I did some of those pictures are freaking, in fact, no, I don't like anything this week. That's so much work to do. I'm going to waste hours and hours and hours trying to work out what picture to retouch. It's hard because we did so many different.
We did very different stuff each time.
You know, I love my fashion, and there's the fashion shoot that we did with the denim.
Yeah, that was
I
awesome
really
too.
enjoyed that. I'm trying to, what did we do in the afternoon? So we did the headshot in the morning. I can't remember what we did that afternoon.
We did the coat, the fashion thing with just the coat, and then we did beauty. You put the thing under and we just did the very close up, remember? And you were like, oh, I need to shoot this close again.
Yeah, so I really like that, but that, I don't know, that still took me back to my commercial days of shooting beauty.
Yeah.
That really close, flawless, perfect. Like the shots are great. I've never shot you. Well, I don't think I've ever shot you like that.
Oh, we did it in
intense.
the beginning.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was mostly doing a lot of
There's a couple of, you might have a tiny bit of neck in there, but there's been a few there was the one that Hustleblood put in there.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
In their office.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
That was pretty tight, I think, from memory. But yeah.
So we did the fashion over there. What was the...
That was day 2, the denim stuff.
Yeah,
then we did the latex gloves. That was freaking awesome.
Yeah, no, that was cool. I really liked that.
Yeah.
No, now I'm starting to...
We did a lot of different moods. We've kind of got this like very classic 90s fashion thing with just the coat. Then we've got this like kind of modernized denim, you know, a little bit trashier, like fun sort of fashion, I would say.
Yeah.
The latex is like this kind of bordering on like sexy, but still sitting in that fashion
Still sitting
realm.
in the fashion realm.
Yeah. And then the skateboard's just like, you know, we've got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and
the very cinematic dinner shot.
Then we've got the stuff at my daughter's house.
Yeah.
Which is very Helmut Newton and it's very fashion. So there's two sides of it. We could even split it up. That way I could have it black and white. No, then there's even at the golf course, that tulle jumping shot, and that was really cool. And some of the laying shots I didn't think were working on the Hasselblad, and they didn't. But as soon as I shot them on the Leica, they had a whole different feel about them.
Totally different, yeah. Yeah, no, it's been good.
The one shot that really stands out is, to me, the bucket.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that portrait shoot first off.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the process.
Start.
I still love the pictures, but the process was what I really enjoyed. It's hard because every single shoot that we did, there's one picture.
To be fair, you've only edited the bucket and the thing as well, so probably going to go back through the shots and be like, oh, that's right.
Well, I didn't even edit the bucket. I just quickly turned it black and white and saved as a fast preview to send it through to
Bec.
Well, to my son-in-law, isn't it?
Yeah.
I always mix them up. Sent to him my son-in-law who was at work. And I don't think... my daughter might have said that Peter came out to shoot. But I knew he would love that I know he's going to ask me to blow it up big. It's going to end up on the wall in their house.
It is an awesome shot. Good print shot.
Good print. And I'd sent it to Bec just to piss Bec off. And it did its job. But yeah, it's hard. It depends on what mood you're in. Because some pictures work for you on some days, and other days, other pictures will work.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. I think when you're in a happy mood, you don't want to see sad pictures. And when you're in a sad mood, you don't want to see happy pictures. Because you're like sharing the sorrow that you're feeling with the picture you're looking at. I don't know. It's all of that's subjective. But I still love, there's certain pictures I've taken and I can't ever not look at them. So every time it comes up, I just have to stop and look again.
What's one of those shots?
There's one of Rara. There's definitely one of you. It's one, in fact, there's a new one of you, which is a very old shoot that I found. You know the one where you're sitting on the chair over your shoulder? There's something about the eyes that you brought in that I just...
Sitting on the chair.
I only posted
Wasn't
just
the
recently.
Box? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah.
Although with you and Bec, it's a bit hard. Like Bec, there's a couple of Bec that really are strong for me. Because there was a story either leading up to it or it was just, I've never seen that expression or look out of you ever before or ever since. So the only time I ever get to see it is look at that picture.
Yeah.
But then is it really Bec then? I don't care. I still...
Could be just a really good day or a really bad day. You never really know.
I still captured something that I don't think anybody else would ever see.
Yeah.
So I think that's good from just that point of view.
Is there a favourite country that you shoot in?
The studio.
The studio.
Well, it has everything I want.
Yeah, yeah.
If I'm
You've
shooting,
got control of
this
everything.
would look really good if we had an axe. I can't just do that while I'm travelling.
Well, we can, but it's massive hassle.
It's a hassle.
It's hard when you're travelling.
Where would I buy an axe in Pagal?
Axe shop. Send Bec on her way.
I'm just thinking, I can't remember seeing a hardware store. I can't remember.
That's the hard thing about when you travel. Like, you don't realise it, but like knowing where you can get everything and knowing the way that shit works in the country, it makes everything so much easier. Like, exactly what you're talking about. And then like there'll be a word that doesn't translate or something. And you're trying, like, I tried to find hair bleach once. And this was it's called decoloration in French.
Decoloration.
So here I am searching bleach and nothing's coming up. Like, there's these little things that really become like, and then you want to ring the store and make sure you can't speak the language, so you can't check. And you gotta, you know.
There was something we needed from the chemist. Oh yeah, that's right. It was in America. A couple of trips ago, the very first night in LA, Bec stacked it big time. And she wasn't even drunk.
What'd she do?
You know how in LA some of the curbs are really high?
Oh yeah, it's just...
Yeah, she didn't lift her foot quite high enough to go up
Twisted
the curb.
ankle.
And stacked it. No,
Just grazed
her
herself.
knee really badly. And because she was wearing skinny jeans, and then she wore skinny jeans the next day, got infected.
Yeah.
And she knew exactly what to order in Australia, but...
Yeah, you don't know. It's weird, hey?
It was called something that we never heard of.
Yeah. Yeah, it's these little things that just make it, I don't know, it's not as flawless and easy and simple. I feel like all my errands take like 3 times the amount of time in France just because I'm not really knowing, I need to go to that store to get that, or, you know.
If anything, I get more frustrated with shooting overseas.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where the places are. I don't know these cool streets. I don't know...
it's very hard to fit it all in, like scouting, then being able to arrange someone last minute.
And the time of day that works
time of
best, how many people are going to be in the street.
Yeah.
Like the shoot Anne and I did at night time, like half the places went was complete failure. But then there was other shoots. Every time I did my head must go into a different spot. So every time I've had to do commercial shoots in other cities, like the lingerie shoot I did with Erica in Pregal, it was drizzling with rain. It was a pain in the ass, but we just go out, shoot that corner, bang, go back, change, come back to the next corner. And it just worked.
Yeah.
I didn't have to shoot many frames. We didn't get hassled. It was just really easy. But I think so shooting rainy streets in Paris at night is going to work regardless anyway.
It's going to look awesome.
It's going to look awesome anyway. But
yeah, Paris is not very hard to find a nice little corner, is it?
No, there is certain streets I want, and the same when we were in Prague. I still reckon there would have been better streets, but you've got to know.
There is a website for this. There is a website where photographers share locations.
Yeah,
I
but
need
then
to
everyone's
figure out
got
what
the
it
same
is.
picture.
Yeah, but it's not so. Oh, I'm ruining it now because I'm speaking about it. But it's not so. You'd be surprised.
I'd just be scared that, especially landscape photographers out there, know exactly what I'm talking about. Everyone goes to Yosemite Park and stands on this friggin' dot. And so I think people have marked the X on the ground, or there was Craig's Hut in Australia as a famous hut. And the amount of people, it's just the identical picture, but the sun was just slightly in a different spot.
Yeah, you all end up shooting the same stuff.
Same stuff. And it's like the famous Helmut Newton picture, the lady with the cigarette in the street at night time.
Oh, the suit one?
The suit one.
Yeah.
But she also did it butt naked. And there was another shot with her and somebody else in the shot.
Yeah.
That Helmut Newton lived literally, they walked out the front door. It was his street.
Yeah.
Now, we can't shoot it now because they've put these little steel bollards that weren't in the street back then. There was no cars in it. It was completely empty. It's stunning. And it was a quite an interesting, and some guy, I can't remember his name, but he used to run a YouTube channel, and he would copy famous pictures. But he'd actually see the original photographer or get the original model and get them involved in the copying of it and work out what camera was used.
That's kind of cool.
It was quite cool, and never... There's a soul, someone who created, there's a soul. When you copy, there's no soul.
Yeah.
It's like tracing. Like on a painting, there's a brush stroke. With tracing, there's not. You're just overlaying the stroke that's already there.
Yeah.
But it was a very novel process, and I actually really enjoyed watching. He did the one on the Helmut Newton one. He had the original model there.
Oh, really? That's
Yep.
cool.
And she said, well, that's where Helmut lived. He lived
That was in
upstairs.
Paris?
In Paris, yeah. And they sold you the street and everything. Well, I've seen pictures of this, or even when he was there, they had the little tiny little skinny steel bollards, where Helmut Newton's picture didn't have that.
Yeah.
But yeah, back onto your thing, out in the streets, when I know something, I'm comfortable. When I don't know something, I'm uncomfortable. When I'm uncomfortable, I don't take that good a picture.
Yeah.
See, streets of Melbourne, fine. So I know if this isn't working, I know this spot over there.
Yeah. And you know what to expect with people's reactions and how it's going to go down in that sort of way too, yeah. I've been yelled at by a few little Italian grandmas out the balconies and stuff like that, and always scared that they're just going to tip a bucket of water on you or something.
Oh, yeah.
It happens sometimes.
You're not wrong. It was either in a movie or something. It's funny, the person was walking up the street and a bucket of water got tipped over them.
Yeah.
From out,
It hasn't happened to me personally, but I've been warned about it, and they've released skinny little streets and stuff. They get the shits because you're talking and the noise travels and kind of echoes through and all the rest of it. So,
well, we're trying to do some shoots with Anne And I wanted to do that naked in the streets with Bec in Gothic town in Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody who's been there knows these tiny little skinny, just mazes of streets. They're really cool, but there's always people walking around everywhere.
Yeah.
And we didn't realise where we'd set up was some Muslim mosque, but there was just a doorway. It didn't look, because there's no buildings,
Signage
just walls.
or anything.
Yeah. But that made the picture really cool. So Anne naked with her messed up rabbit ears on, and you could see the Muslim dress guys leaving out the back door behind us.
Yeah.
But I just kept on waiting for someone to kill us.
Yeah. Did they react to it?
No, so it was pretty much they would step out with Bec was handling the cover.
Yeah.
But I got the shot before they'd actually realised what was going on.
Yeah.
And we didn't set up there because of that. We set up there because the light in the street that had those lines.
Yeah, it was just you realised after you'd already started taking
But it was one of the worst naked on the streets ones I've done with Bec, because she's not actually naked on those. She just couldn't get comfortable.
Yeah.
She felt uncomfortable with the people that were walking around, and because she was born in the Middle East and grew up till she was, I think when she was between 8, 9, 10 or something, she felt looked on differently.
Yeah.
And she said she got that vibe when we were in that area.
I can understand.
But yeah,
I don't really mind getting nude in the street or anything, but I am very mindful of,
Yeah, when I was shooting Anne, I found out she could have done it full nude, which she was topless in Times Square, middle of the day. And there was police standing right behind me, couldn't care.
Yeah.
Because you're legally allowed,
You're allowed to be topless, I think.
I think it's part of it.
Isn't it nude even if it's for art or something? They got this kind of...
I've used that in Australia.
Yeah.
So I got questioned with the bunnies thing in a car wash. There was an off-duty policeman washing his car, and next time he stuck his head round. I told him to go away. And I only took 4 frames, I only needed 2. So while Gemma and Anne were taking the bunny heads off and about to put their robes and that on, he stuck his head. I said, please, can you give the girls some privacy? There's nothing to see here, and he's just pulled a badge out. And he asked me a couple of questions, and he kept on trying to head me down the sort of, this is for like a men magazine, or this is like for a dirty calendar that's going to hang up in a...
Well, probably with the bunny heads as well, he's associating it with Playboy or something.
And I kept on telling him, no, this is for an art thing that I'm doing. And he said, you're either very clever or you're very honest. And I said, I'll take honest. She said, because well, it's art, you're legally allowed to do this.
Yeah.
Anything other, it's not.
Yeah.
And they had that installation where, I can't remember, the guy who gets everyone butt naked and they lay on the streets everywhere. They do thousands of people.
And he's done a few in Berlin as well, which were very cool.
Yeah, he did one on the banks of the Yarra up over the bridge around Flinders Street Station.
Yeah.
And I think they had 5,000 people butt naked in that. And that set the precedence. It was for art.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with art.
Yeah, well, it's not a sexualised picture, is it? So
no, of course
it's not.
Just people as it
just our natural bodies, yeah.
So yeah, the times where we did the bunnies in the city and things like that, we've always tried to be discreet as possible, as quick as possible.
Yeah.
The funniest thing was with that series, and I've got to do a video. I've got a couple of really funny. I've got some funny stop frames. They're really funny when you see them, but you also see how little pictures I need to take, because once I put a bunny head on you, you can have any expression you like.
Yeah.
And
There's less things to worry about.
And because with the 2 bunny heads, there's Grumpy Bunny, which Gemma, and there's Dumb Bunny that Anne had. It was just
they have different expressions,
yeah,
do they?
See, there's Dumb Bunny.
That's Dumb One.
See how it has that dumbness? We managed to buy the Dumb Bunny head. We can't get the Grumpy Bunny head. We can't find it anywhere.
Oh, no.
They look nearly identical, but there's just the way they've put the teeth all that in.
Yeah. So you lost one of the heads?
No, we never owned it. We hired them.
Oh, okay.
But I ended up buying that.
Where'd you hire that from?
Just a high shot. There's a whole bunny suit.
Yeah.
There's
There's a picture. There's a famous picture. Well, it was pretty big back in the day, but there's a girl like running down. She has the whole suit on, but obviously her boobs are coming out, and she's running down this like dirt road. That wasn't you, was it?
No.
Okay. Yeah, because it's like the same.
We have the whole suit
outfit.
because we could only buy it.
Yeah.
It was second hand. I thought someone was ringing me. You're done.
Oh, wow.
It's telling me you're done. Yeah, no, we've got the bunny suiting. I want to do something with that. Anne and I have started doing the bunny. It sort of worked, but hasn't yet, but our idea is right, where it's one bunny looking for the other bunny.
That's kind of cool.
So we've done a bit of shooting so far with it. I haven't edited any pictures. I said to her, I'm not going to edit anything. We've got to do this over a couple of years.
Yeah.
Then we'll have a look and see if the story comes together.
It's working, yeah.
She was
I do
also
like the
looking for
bunnies.
another bunny.
What, to actually model with her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's looking for that other bunny to join in.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think with the bunnies, the two bunnies, I think I've already got. I don't think I can add to it.
No? It's just pretty iconic.
Well, I can only add to it if I just did it around the world.
Yeah.
So two bunnies at the Eiffel Tower,
Maybe.
two bunnies
Well,
at
then
the
you got to
Brooklyn Bridge.
cut that giant head around though.
Well, we can pull the frame out, but it just collapses like a sack.
Yeah.
And I was trying to think of a way of making something that could just interclick, so it could be dead flat and interclick to make the shape again.
Yeah.
Because Anne actually wants, even with our trip to Europe, Anne's coming, she wants me to bring the bunny
I
head.
know. It would be pretty freaking cool.
But I'd want the two bunnies because, just go to the iconic, like the famous Brooklyn Bridge shot that, every man his dog has shot, but just have the two bunnies there.
Yeah.
Times Square,
Would
Eiffel
be so
Tower.
cool. Bunny World trip.
I don't think we can do it in Disneyland.
Don't think so.
I don't think they will let us do that. Maybe we should need to get Mickey Mouse heads
That would be pretty cool.
and do that in Disneyland. Anyway, thank you very much
No worries.
for joining us. I hope you enjoyed another break from Bec.
See ya.
She'll be devastated. See you next time.